Hello, everybody, and welcome to Homeward Bound. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Well. Yeah.
Always
How are
love
you?
the awkward silences after I ask the blanket question because it's to no one in particular, and no one wants to be the first one
And
to
it's
answer.
super generic.
Yep.
We're not
I know.
sure. We're not sure if it's like an American "How are you doing," which is not actually a question. It's just like the equivalent of "Hi."
That's
Uh-huh.
an English thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I should find a better way to introduce everyone other than the generic, hey, how's it going? But that's for another
Maybe
day.
you should direct it to individuals because the reason I don't say anything is because I don't want to talk over Ryan.
I figure that's
And-
what everyone's doing, but if I were like, hey, everybody, welcome to Homeward Bound. Nick, how are you doing today? It feels sort of like, exclusionary to Ryan. Because it's like, what? We're welcoming you to the show, but we don't give a shit how anyone else but this one person feels? I don't know. Complicated.
There was a formula for this. I think you started off right. We didn't respond correctly, right? You say, "Hi, good to see you all, Twitch chat. How's everyone doing?" And then everyone at once goes, blah, 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 and then you go around the table
That'd be
and
great.
you ask everyone how their week has been.
Yeah, but
They
the
plug
people
all their
don't
shit. They'll be like,
do
"I'm
the
playing
blah,
a
blah,
lot of
blah."
the Final Fantasy VII remake. You should tune into my Twitch stream."
As usual, Ryan's
Ryan,
right.
you need to cycle your cam.
Oh, yeah.
What a great producer. All right, I heard
Yeah.
more cursing from the other room. I'm just going to go check and make sure
Good.
it's more dropped apples and not an injured wife.
Yes,
Probably
go
a cat
check.
this time.
Nick, why don't you tell us about what you've been doing on your stream this week?
Yeah. Okay. Well, on my stream this week,
Thank you, Ryan.
well, I haven't got a stream, but I played on a Dice and Men with Neal and Destiny and Lily and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Mooting. It was good. I had a good time. I was a little bit worried that everyone would shout over me, but I think it went okay, Neal. Yeah.
I think it went fairly well, as long as you had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you
been making some food.
What have you made aside from tomatoes?
I made shakshuka. I made homemade pasta today with a tomato sugo sauce.
Tomato sugo?
She's fine.
It's like a
I'm
tomato sauce.
fine. Jeez, don't
Hey,
let
alright.
him keep running at me.
With quite a lot of butter in it. So it's like a
Annoying
tomato and
dad.
butter sauce. What else have I made? I made fried chicken on Friday. Oh, and also for the first time ever, I broke down a whole chicken. So I bought a whole chicken, cut it all up into parts, and made fried chicken with the dark meat. And then I had, because what's really nice is when you buy chicken breasts from the store, they're always boneless, skinless. Which if you want to make a pan sauce, you kind of want the skin on it and the bone, and you can't really buy them like that. But if you cut it yourself, then you can do that. So I had
Plus, chicken breast is way expensive.
Yeah,
stupid expensive. So
I bought a really nice, expensive organic chicken for £10. And usually for just 2 organic chicken breasts, you pay £7.50. But out of that, I got enough food to make fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had 2 big chicken breasts to make a pan fried chicken with a pan sauce. And I used the carcass to make lovely chicken stock, which I'm going to make roasted tomato risotto with tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also roasted a chicken this week.
Nice.
I did not buy the nice fancy organic chicken. I bought the cheap stuff because if you buy a whole chicken and it's the sketchy factory chicken, slave chicken, it's a good deal.
Yeah, but it's sad though, isn't it?
I think I got a Costco pack. I think it was 2 for $10. So I got twice the chicken. But now I got another chicken I got to figure out what to do with. America.
You can really
Right.
taste the oppression in those chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel guilty about eating meat as a bleeding heart liberal. So to assuage my guilt, I just try and buy the organic food.
Yeah.
I just eat less meat,
Usually we work pretty hard to source our stuff, find local farmers and buy our stuff in bulk, happy pigs and happy cows. But, these are hard times.
Yeah, it's
Got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't argue with that. That's true.
Keep that budget in check.
Mm-hmm.
Roast your own chickens.
Well, now that
So,
we've
yeah.
figured out what everyone's up to, why don't we roll into game?
Let's do it.
Where
20 minutes late.
did we leave off? Right on time, you mean?
I'll let Ryan do it since I essentially didn't do too much last week.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Last episode, we made our way to the Shadow Plane. Dragged ourselves from the depths of hell, portal hopping within an inch of the grave. William unconscious, Grimes close to it. There were some close snail-biting battles with demons of the Shadow Plane. We came out near Heatstroke, saw some of the goings-on there. Let's see. Saw a black dragon, not actually breathing acid, but it looked like it could if it wanted to. And so we fled after murdering many demons on our way out of town. We fled through the Shadow Plane, which seems to be a poor imitation of the real world, as if like the DM was lazy and just reused the same textures over and over again. So all the trees are just like the platonic image of a tree. All the bricks are like the platonic image of a brick. It is void of character and light. See, Grimes was forcibly possessed by a shadow demon or something of the sort, a smoke monster that pushed its way through his protective mask into his mouth. But that is somehow feeding him, keeping him from needing to eat. And let's see, we used our portal sensing tuning fork to find our way to another portal, hopefully out of this place. And we journeyed west for many days. William slowly starving to death. Grimes somehow sustained by the soul within his soul. And I think where we ended, we had just made it to Copperhill, maybe? I don't know if our characters even know. The shadow version of it. Was this the city or the town with the giant crater in the middle? But,
yep.
Yeah. And took refuge in the temple there. And just as we were wrapping up, there was something beckoning us from the door, and we turned to see a few more of these smoke monsters beckoning us forward. William let one inside of him, and so now we're both possessed, hopefully both sustained. And we'll see what these shadow creatures want. Did I miss anything? Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right, yeah. Missed out the part where you almost considered cutting bits of your flesh off to feed me.
Yeah, that's for the deep cuts. No pun intended. Figured it didn't. Yeah, that was yesterday's problem.
Right.
For now, we're living off of Shadow Demon Soul or whatever's happening here.
Well, why don't we come back into game? The one demon crawled inside William, and the other two shadow creatures, shadow monsters, shadow demons, just filter off to the sides, to either edge of the temple door, and are out of sight, leaving
Do they
William
disappear into the shadows?
No, they just if they were in the doorway, they just go to the side of the doorway, so they'll be on the outside of the wall.
Outside. Okay.
Yeah, they're just outside now. And
how do I feel immediately after this?
Woozy, starving, on the edge of death, missing your wife.
Yes, so not much is different.
Yeah,
so
it'll take a while.
I'll collapse to a knee after the ordeal is over. And probably, I think I was on the verge of passing out, so I'd probably do so again. So
the shadow monsters were beckoning us when they first showed up from the doorway. Did they want us to follow them, or did it look like they were just beckoning for a possession, and then now that they've gotten inside William, the other two disappear?
Now they've gotten inside William, the other two disappear. They might still be lurking outside, but it seems like they have gotten what they wanted. Any thoughts on what these creatures are? I'm
not concerned with that for now. Did William just collapse?
I think so.
Is
Yeah.
you're at 0 HP still?
I'm at 1 now, but.
Oh, you're at 1 HP.
Yeah.
William. I rushed to his side.
My eyes flutter. Half
How
awake.
How do you feel?
Same.
Same. I
Hungry.
look off to the distance. Get some rest. And if he can't get there himself, I'll like drag him over to one of the pedestals and lean him against one of the statues of the gods. They all look the same, right? I can't even find one that looks like it's Bellum or Astaire.
Nope, they're all sort of this. What do you call it? Like not agender, but what do you call someone that is not clearly presenting as male or female?
Ambiguous, androgynous.
Androgynous, that's the word. Yeah.
That's the word.
They all got that David Bowie look to them.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I will, since there was just enemies around, I guess I will try and sort of stay.
Are they enemies?
Well, I think William thought they were, but I'll try and stay cognizant, but I think I'm passing in and out of consciousness at this point.
Grimes is still standing, a little on alert. Do I sense anything from these demons? Like, do I feel, I don't know, anything unusual? Like, William was pretty quick to judge them as enemies. Do I feel them as enemies, or is there something inside of me swaying my...
They're the only thing keeping you alive, I think, is your understanding of the situation, right? They are sustaining you in a time when you have no food. Sounds pretty friendly.
Grimes is a little skeptical of magic, and he's not a particular expert in the subject. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
are you feeling like a sense of leadership? Last few days, at least the last few encounters, you've really pulled the weight of the party. Maybe you're feeling like you're the one actually in charge now.
No. This is the least I can do. After William pulled the weight of that sled for months and miles.
Damn right.
This is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that's pulling a sled, right? Like, that's, any old horse could have done that.
Don't listen to him, right? He's been trying to plug this line.
Neal, are these thoughts in the back of my head?
I'm trying to figure out.
Are you supernaturally inserting them there, or?
No, I'm just seeing. I'm throwing stuff at you and seeing what sticks.
No, that is not what Grimes is thinking at the moment. But I'm a little concerned that William's not instantly better, having let this thing possess him. I guess we'll wait a little while.
Yeah, it takes a couple of hours, but William, you sort of
I don't know that I will wait there for a couple of hours. I think I will poke my head outside of the temple while William rests.
Yeah, you stick your head outside the... Go ahead.
In a futile attempt to maybe track down some food or something else in case this doesn't actually work.
Yeah, give me your first perception check of the session.
Always a good warm-up stat.
Yep.
Nope. I think I just blindly step out and look side to side.
Yep, there's no monsters nearby.
The shadow creatures aren't there.
They're not there. The sky is sort of this dismal twilight that makes it difficult to see any details more than a few hundred feet out. Featureless.
Is there a door on the temple?
I suppose there are doors, yes. Probably a set of double doors that lead into the temple.
Okay. I'll walk back to William, make sure he's got his sword close at hand.
Yes.
Does he still have a whistle around his neck?
Oh, that's a good point. It's not on my character sheet.
Okay.
It's probably got tucked away in the river.
I still have a whistle on my character sheet, so I take the whistle off of my neck and place it over William's.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And I'm gonna go look around, see if I can find any food or anything else. You holler again if there's any trouble.
Okay. Oh, I think I gave my whistle away because I had a horn. But I probably can't blow the horn right now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figure. All right, so I will shut the doors to the temple, leaving William there, sword and whistle, and wander around looking for food or anything else. I think I had already like gone through the keep and found nothing. Gone through most of the town and found nothing. But...
Wait, well, so not to speak out of turn, but maybe you should try and find some rope. There might be some rope around, and that could be useful.
I think if I found rope, I would have snagged it, but my impression, Neal, was that there was nothing of use in the keep.
Correct.
Valueless. Rope down by the dock.
I've been longing for rope basically the entirety of Homeward Bound.
Yeah, but rope's probably
you really flipped this on our head. Oh. Yeah, I could go check by the docks. You really flipped this on its head, Neal. We've got like more magic swords than we have hands,
but no rope.
The mundane items like rope and a water skin, rations, nowhere to be found.
What a twist, huh? Going from spreadsheeting how much gear you have to, well, do we really need to carry this extra magic weapon? Okay, fuck it. Leave it here.
All right, 100 + 1 long swords into the fire.
I'll trade my vorpal sword for a rope, please, Bellum.
All right. Yeah, so I guess I'll wander down to the docks and then eventually make my way back. Is there anything by the docks? Any boats? Any ropes?
You will find you'll find 4 small identical boats down by the docks.
Do they have oars or sails, or are they...
They have oars. They look like rowboats that you would use up and down the river.
I'll pause here at the water side and hold up my fork. Let me see. I don't know where Copperhill is. Grimes doesn't even know we're in Copperhill. But the
river
Which way does the fork point? Does the river flow? Does the tuning fork point me across the river? Is that am I looking... Out of character, I'm looking...
The tuning fork points you the exact opposite way of across the river.
Really?
Yes.
Don't give me that shite.
Okay.
If the river is to your right, the tuning fork points left and up. Left in front.
Okay, yeah.
Or left by left in front or something.
Yeah, we've already crossed the river to get into Copperhill. Right, we went over a bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, you crossed the river to get into Copperhill. You crossed a bridge.
Okay.
By the time you get back to William, he is awake again. And it's not so much that you're not hungry anymore, it's that there are more pressing things on your mind and you can feel the hunger lurking in the background, but it's not so all-encompassing anymore. It's like if you have a really bad injury and your doctors prescribe you opioids, and it's not like you don't feel the pain anymore, it's just that you just don't notice the pain. And then if someone's like, how's your ankle? You're like, oh yeah, it hurts, but I just don't care anymore.
Is Grimes still hungry in the same way or not? So I was possessed before I started starving to death. I was possessed like a few days after, like a day or maybe even less. Might have been the very first day we entered this plane.
I think if you really think about it and you're like, God, I actually haven't eaten in a long time, and you spend a moment focusing your thoughts on it, you'll feel a little hungry, but it's hard to even recognize that feeling in yourself.
Am I losing weight? So it's been like a week since I've been possessed. Am I
No.
Yeah.
Fine.
Not losing muscle mass.
No,
I guess I was probably pretty slender beforehand, but
So before this though, Neal, I was kind of passing, I was walking slower. I was like having trouble focusing and like staying awake and stuff like that. Am I still in that condition, or not only am I ignoring the hunger, but I can also focus more sharply and I feel like I can walk and run and stuff?
Yeah, it'll be like a slow spectrum change for you. When you first come back to you're like not as focused on the hunger, and as you start walking around, you start, whatever it is that you focus on, you tend to like, your attention goes on and the other problems in your life seem to slip away, and over a little while you'll return to a state of normalcy, but it's not quite so cut and dry.
So as Grimes walks into the temple, then I'll struggle to like my knee and then like raise up to my feet and say, Grimes, I'm feeling stronger. Like, maybe we can carry on. Did you find anything in the town?
It's empty. It's like a lazy mockery of a city. It's like the gods didn't even care. There are boats down by the river. I don't know if they go where we could take them where we want to go, but I shrug.
No, I'm
It's
not
an
sure
option.
exactly where we are, but hey, what happened? I had a really strange dream.
Doesn't this all feel like a strange dream? Have you woken up yet? I will stride across the temple, picking up the discarded holy symbol of Belthara that I threw there in a rage last episode or something.
Right.
And look around at the statues of the gods, see if I can recall where Belthara might have been. I don't have a religion proficiency or something, so I'll make like a hat. Picking one at random that may be near Belthara or maybe not, and I'll walk over and I'll hang the necklace around its neck.
Okay. Give me a D28.
19. Androgynous statue number 19 is now Belthara. Is that actually Belthara?
You are within a couple. You're actually surprisingly close. Oh.
I don't know if that actually. I mean, anyways. I'll turn back to William. Perhaps we should rest here. See if you can get your strength back. Or do you want to press on?
I guess I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on. Like,
aren't we all?
Did we find food?
William says that?
Yeah.
I shake my head.
Then why am I feel stronger. Why?
Do you remember that smoke monster that you that went inside of you? That wasn't that wasn't a dream, or if it was part of this whole dream.
So what, you're saying that these are the things keeping us going? It's inside us? I like look down and start like patting at my chest.
I think so. Maybe you're eating it, or maybe it's sustaining you some other way.
Is that why you you haven't been eating? Or why you not been getting weaker?
I nod. One of them got inside back at the pyramid.
I see.
Pushed its way right through my mask and into my lungs.
I come over to Grimes and like take your arm and like roll up your sleeve and like look at the wounds on your arm that are healing and say, "You look like your wounds are healing."
I don't know where I have, like, are there gashes in our armor? How do our wounds look? How does it work if we've got like full dragon scale?
There will be the occasional thing that'll break through the dragon scale, but more often it's like something impacts the dragon scale and the impact goes through. So it's lots of bruises and maybe like micro fractures and then cuts and scrapes and punctures in the areas where there might be like gaps in the armor or along the neck and feet and hands.
Yeah, so we can like undo a vembrace and.
I haven't recovered from my wounds from the last battle. Maybe.
Nor have I, but I've been healing while we've been traveling.
Oh,
I think only because of the relatively slow pace we've been taking. Perhaps if you give it some time, this shadow monster will sustain you, heal you.
Well, we did a lot of walking earlier today, I think. Well, I suppose we could rest the night and head off in the morning. Maybe try and work out where we are. I kind of lost track at the desert.
Geography was never my strong subject.
Well,
In
mine
fact,
neither, but
school was never really my strong subject.
I'm pretty sure there's a river that runs from the desert all the way down to the capital, Eridon. No, this doesn't look like the capital.
Eridon, that's northeast, right?
Northeast of Drakus, yeah. But if we
Slowly.
keep going, which way is the fork pointing?
I pull it out that way. I point this side of the river.
So if we keep heading that way, eventually we're going to run into the Grand Canal.
Could we take one of those boats across it?
Perhaps. I think it's pretty big. I'm not sure if the water's safe.
Is there a
But,
bridge?
No. But there's cities on the water. Maybe we can find another boat there.
Nod. I think we should rest up. If we've doesn't seem like any of those demons or the dragon pursued us.
Doesn't seem like there's anything here. We haven't fought anything since we left the temple, right?
Haven't seen anything since we left the temple.
Yeah.
I've been looking for animals, game. There's nothing except for those shadows.
This place is... it's almost worse. A mockery of where we're trying to go.
I nod.
Let's sleep. Maybe I'll feel more clear-headed in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I had already looked at myself through the Gem of True Seeing, right?
How did you look at yourself?
Post-possession? I don't know. But now I guess I'll look at William. Probably when he try to do it when he's doesn't catch me looking at him. My concern is that eating this shadow monster will be the same as eating those demons, and he will be becoming more demonic.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. Through the Gem of True Seeing, can I see the shadow inside of him?
Yeah, well, not the shadow so much inside of him, but like it's got these like little fleshy thingies that are starting to hang off of his jaw, and they're growing like little bits of hair. They're like coming down and like
those were there before,
pattern.
weren't they?
Yeah, but they're more well defined now. They're a little bit longer, and there's like a more patterned. There's more of a patterness to it. It's like just along the edge of the chin, kind of hanging down, almost like some sort of weird, fleshy, hairy, dangly, beardy thingy.
Are they just
like
on his face?
Series of polyps.
Are they just on his face?
Yeah.
So there's
He's
no
got
way I
some,
could look at myself and see if I'm changing as well now.
Well, you'll notice he's got these strange scabs on his... I guess his hands are covered. There's probably not much skin left on him. Like, clearly he's got lots of skin, but he's fairly covered.
You mean exposed?
Yeah, exposed. So, yeah, you just see what's on his face. You can look at your own hands and feet, arms, legs, whatever you want. And you'll see that you've got these, like, your bruises are more apparent than they would be through normal eyes. You can see that you're at, 11 out of 35 HP or something? 11 out of 55?
35? 55, excuse me.
Yeah. You can see these, like, nasty bruises that cover your body. You can see not quite fractures in your legs, but, like, red lines up and down your legs throughout the bruises, like veins that are providing high contrast, like the bruises behind the vein almost. It's a little bit disconcerting.
Okay. Well,
it's not
a word of this to William. And do we just rest a day? What's the plan?
Yeah, I think we rest a day and keep moving tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys can wait a while until William feels up to walking, and then you head out following the direction of the fork, the tuning fork.
Yeah, are you gonna so I will gain an HP to 12, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you guys wait
Is
long
William
enough.
is William up to 2 or is he at 1?
If you want to wait for like 24 hours, he can go to 2.
No, it's fine. Let's keep going. What's 1 HP between friends?
Yeah.
All right, so we keep following the tuning fork out of town.
Out of town. You.
I look back at the holy symbol before I leave.
Mhm.
Nothing changed about the statue, did it?
No. You're just looking at it with your regular eyes, correct?
Oh.
Yes,
Well, now
I
you
don't
say
think
that.
Grimes had thought to use the... Unless I accidentally looked at it when I was doing my yeah, I don't think Grimes would think to look at it through the geometry seeing. So unless I looked at it the night before accidentally,
Yeah, I don't think you
we'll
did.
just leave that up in the air.
Yeah.
I contemplate taking it with me. Maybe it's better left here.
Mm-hmm.
I touch a hand to the dagger of Belthara. And unless I sense her presence or something, it's just kind of
Empty.
a reminder.
Yeah.
And I leave the symbol there.
Okay. Well, off you
And
go.
we head west.
Yep. You immediately enter into a hilly area, which gives way to gentle woods with lots of prickly pine trees. No, pine trees. What do you call them? Yeah, I guess evergreens. Thistle trees.
Thistle trees.
Yeah, I don't... Trees with like a pokey shit all over them. I'm apparently lacking proper English today.
Conifers,
so...
needles.
Thank you, conifers. Yeah. I don't know. My brain is dead. You walk through the coniferous forest until the woods get thicker and thicker. And even though it's always sort of the same dim light, you find yourself in maybe like a claustrophobic type forest where the trees press in on you and feel like there's actually almost walls of wood. And yet there is some semblance of a path that you can follow. Not so much like an actual trail on the ground, but there's an avenue that is less thick than the trees around you. And with all the trees sort of repeating and seeing the same ones over and over again, or at least a feeling you're seeing them over and over again, there's something about this path that makes you uneasy. The forest around you is surprisingly thick, and the path that you're on is surprisingly thin, but there's not like a trail in the road, and there's no game around to make this thing.
I pull the tuning fork out and check and see if we're following the fork.
Generally, your path might twist and wind and zigzag, but you keep going generally in that direction.
Have we passed days here or not?
It's the first day out of Copperhill.
It's probably... No, I think you would have had to sleep twice, so you should gain 2 HP.
Okay, this path seems strange, but...
It's almost as if the forest is telling us where to go.
Perhaps this is just a real path in the real world.
I don't know if I trust it. Through the gem of true seeing, I look at the path. Is there a real path, or is the forest real?
Yeah, you see the woods around you. You see the path that you're on, but you see it more as like trees that have been bent away.
Mm-hmm.
Like there ought to be trees here, but they've just been pushed aside by something and are leaning over to the sides.
Have a look, William. It's like the forest is making way for us. I turn off the path. I turn like north or something and see if I can step into the trees or through the trees.
Strange.
While William looks through the gem of seeing.
You could, but it would be a pain in the ass. It would be like you gotta duck under this thing and like push this aside while you crawl through here, and then you're stepping on this other crap. Like in theory, you could go off trail. It would just be slow going.
Railroading.
So when you come back,
I just took a few steps north to see if like the trees would part before me. Yeah, but they don't.
I say, Grimes, when we arrived in that town and you were looking for food, I think I said a prayer to Martha, and then those things turned up, and now I'm not going to starve to death. And now look, the trees themselves bend away for us and create a path. It's Martha, Grimes. She's leading us. This is the way we must go.
You think there are gods here? I look up. You think Martha can hear you?
I think someone's watching.
Someone. There are no. I don't think there are any gods in this place.
Your faith's been tested, Grimes, but how else do you explain those things turning up just when I asked for them? Dramatic timing. The end of the show.
I unconsciously put a hand on my chest, rub it. I can't imagine those shadows serving Martha.
This is a place of shadows. I put a hand on your shoulder and say, you've got to have faith, Grimes. It's the only thing that's going to get us through here. The demons know it.
To get through this place, we may need to become as shadows as we became as demons to get through their plane.
Grimes.
But don't delude yourself. There's nothing holy about these choices.
Well, I see a path before us. No reason to divert from it. Maybe we disagree on the reason it's here, but better to follow a path than wander aimlessly through thick trees and forest.
Oh, nod. Just stay alert. No telling where we're being led. As we go, or as we've been going these past days, Grimes has his mind on this shadow inside of him and like trying to see if he can sense it, if he can like feel anything within him.
Yeah.
If there's another presence within his mind or within his soul.
Yeah, let's see if you can identify your source of willpower versus another source of willpower within you with a opposed willpower check. Yeah.
Not my finest stat. No.
Yeah. You feel uncomfortably normal.
Yeah. Okay.
You probably should be able to identify another spirit that exists inside of you and changes your physical form somewhat. And that you can't at all, I would expect would be disconcerting.
Yeah. I think my next step will be to try and sense the shadows around me. If I can't sense the shadow within me, see if I'm closer to the shadows around me. But maybe that's a line of experimentation for another moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, you continue through the woods as you have these thoughts. What is the marching order in the woods?
Me in the front.
Grimes
in the front.
Even with 3 HP?
I mean, actually, usually Grimes leads, doesn't he? But I feel
maybe, but I feel like you're slower, so I think it's easier for the slower party to be in front, but yeah. We're close, though. I mean, I think, I'm usually no more than 10 feet behind and on high alert.
Wow.
Hand close to a blade, looking around. Yeah, I don't know that I'm necessarily expecting an ambush to come from the front, so
Well, can William roll me a perception check?
Ah, you found your monsters. That's good.
Can we eat them?
No.
Okay. So as the two of you walk along the trail, you find an area where it takes one of these sharp turns, which is not unusual along this trail at all. William goes around it. Grimes is 10 feet behind him. When William, you see that the path, all of a sudden, like another path opens off to the side slightly, like, forward and left. But rather
like it
than
opens in front of my eyes, or it's already there.
The trees begin to bend away, but then also trees deeper in bend forward, and something grabs you by the ankle. We'll find out what this thing is on the other side of our break.
Yeah.